You're listening to Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum. Ryan Tejas is here.
I am.
Good to see you, my friend.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, I got a haircut, but my hair's kind of wild today. I kind of woke up like this. How you feel about it?
Looks good.
Does it?
It does. With the the sides and
the sides are shorter.
The sides are shorter than they usually are.
They are. We'll see. People will probably tell me if they hate it. But, you know. So.
I don't hate it.
You don't hate it?
No.
Well, that's all that matters, really.
Thank you.
Yeah. I hope you guys had a good week. I hope you're taking care of yourselves and, taking a step in the right direction. I was in Toronto at a con, and it was crazy and fun. And so many people came up talking about both podcasts. I mean, almost everybody. Almost everyone.
Both of them?
Yeah. They just really... they talk about how Inside of You has helped them, and it baffles me. It's like, it's hard for me to understand because I just kind of ask the questions I ask, and I'm interested in mental health, and I'm interested in all these things and maybe it's a selfish reason, and I inadvertently help others because I want to ask questions that might help me, but in part I'm helping maybe them.
I can see that.
Yeah. And, so I didn't expect to get such a response, but it's cool. So thank you for supporting this podcast. We've been going on for years now. And if you want to continue listening, then keep listening and spread the word, write a review, which really helps. And join Patreon, patreon.com/insideofyou. And you can become a member, and there's a lot of perks. There's different tiers. I send you boxes and messages and this and that. There's one that you could be on the show. Yes, you could be on Inside of You as a guest. So check that out. And if you want to get back to the show, patreon.com/insideofyou. Also, if you want to go to my Instagram at the Michael Rosenbaum, the link tree, all my cons that are coming up with Tom and Kristen and the Smallville gang. We had a good time in Toronto. Had a really good Q&A.
Nice.
And it was fun. I had fun. I'm exhausted now, but the people gave me the energy. The fans, when they're there, they just give you some energy, and then all of a sudden you're like, "Why can't I can't move? I'm freaking tired." But it was awesome. Also, Inside of You online store, you can get scripts autographed by me, Lexmas, the pilot episode, tumblers, ship keys from the show, lunch boxes, all that stuff autographed, Funko Pops, the Lex Luthors, which people can't find, but I've got them, and they're really signed by me. I signed them, so you don't have to worry about a discrepancy. Last but not least, Rosie's Puppy Fresh Breath is on Amazon. If you want to get, if the breath on your dog is an atrocity, you just give a capful in the dog's water. It's odorless, tasteless. The dog won't even know, but you'll know when you kiss your dog that the breath is good. Rosie's Puppy Fresh Breath. What else can I say? That's really about it, Ryan. You going to therapy? You taking care of yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
Doing all right? Yeah.
Doing all right. Yeah, doing all right. Hanging
We're going to Chicago.
We are going to Chicago.
That's coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
Like 2 weeks.
Or is it this week?
Oh, yeah. No, it won't be. I don't know how this is scheduled.
Oh, it will be at the end of this week.
It will be this weekend. So if you haven't gotten your tickets, go to Chicago, man. It's all Smallville folks. We're doing a Smallville Nights, Tom and I. Loads of people coming. That's a blast. And we'll be seeing you and signing and taking pictures and all that stuff. I wanted to get a Patreon group together, but it might be tough because Tom's bringing his family, and it just might be difficult to do. So we're trying to figure that out. If possible. So, you'll know soon. Today's Tuesday. So they'll know in the next few days if this is going to happen. Mm-hmm. But Ryan will be there. Mm-hmm. Ryan will be there. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited you're going.
Thank you.
It'll be
excited
fun.
to go.
You going to go catch Cubbies game?
I'm going to try if I can. It'd be cool.
Yeah, Wrigley Field's pretty incredible.
It's pretty great.
It's pretty incredible, guys. I just saw 28 Years Later for the first time.
The new one.
Yeah. I know you don't like horror.
No.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Thought it was great. Gave it 2 roses.
Yeah.
Really unique, fun, intense. I recommend seeing it, and I don't recommend a lot of movies.
Oh, speaking of zombies, we haven't talked about that yet.
Oh yeah, as you can see right there, we have the Shaun of the Dead, 20 bloody years, signed by the cast. Simon Pegg sent me the poster autograph. Said sorry, it was so late. I'm like, I didn't even remember. It's crazy. It's so nice of him to do that. So the poster's now up. I took off the Gary Oldman autograph, so I'll have to find a place for that. Mm-hmm. But right now, that's the home for Shaun of the Dead. Kevin Pollak is here. What a wonderful human being, and so funny. What a history he has. He's done so many things, and talking to him about working with Nicholson and hearing his stories, it's just sit back and enjoy this one. I really enjoyed Kevin Pollak. Very good. Yeah, he was a blast to be around. He has some, I don't know. Like I said, there's such a history with him. He's worked with so many people. He's been in the business. He tells it how it is. And let's get inside of Kevin Pollak. It's my point of view. You're listening to Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum. Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum was not recorded in front of a live studio audience. Yeah, that's Harrison Ford. He's the hardest to do an impression of. Really? I mean, the only thing I can think of is like, look, kid. Yeah. I can't. You got to go so subtle.
Here's the thing. You probably know that I started out in stand-up in San Francisco with Dana Carvey. Mm-hmm. And Dana and I both did voices and impressions. We both wanted to be on Saturday Night Live in the late 70s. And into the 80s. And then he got Saturday Night Live, and 6 months later, I got Barry Levinson's movie Avalon and was stamped dramatic actor.
Right.
Which was not the plan. There was no training at all. I was a stand-up comedian, period. Anywho, I mentioned Dana because he became a master of finding the one little key that opens the impression, right?
Of every actor,
everyone that he does.
Right.
And I've been told there's a couple of mine that might be the case, but finding that, like I can teach you to do Jason Statham.
I'd love it because I do a lot of impressions, but I don't do Jason Statham.
Okay. He
how do you tap into that?
So I'll get to that second.
Okay.
The first thing is just to follow through with the because I will digress till the end of time.
Yes.
But finding the key to Harrison Ford was Luke Skywalker himself. So when he did Harrison for the first time and just dropped the voice down, listen, kid, right? So that's all he kind of did was just, So if you played with it, you'd have it.
I think I need to hear myself to do. It's harder to like on the microphone on the headset. You can just be like, look, kid.
Yeah.
There's a good chance. It's just nothing. It's nothing, isn't it? Is that what he does?
Well, there's a little more to it. There's just a little grumpier. And, but that's so the key to Jason Statham, he says, I've never done, by the way, Harrison Ford before this moment. I just remember hearing.
You son of a bitch. How you get that?
I just remember hearing Hamill do it,
Yeah.
And that was the thing that tapped me into. So the thing with Jason Statham, he says 6 words faster than any human being on the planet. If you say these 6 words, and again, gruff up your voice just a little,
right,
you too will have a Jason Statham. The 6 words are, do you know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean?
Which he says as, domain.
Dummy.
So he's boiled 6 words down to 2 syllables.
Yeah.
Joe, a man's name. Mean, because Joe's a little pissy. Jermaine. I'll put you in that chair. You'll be dead in 60 seconds. Jermaine. Do you fucking know what I mean? Do you know what
I fucking mean?
That's it. Jermaine.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, it turns out after following all these new British shows that I love, almost every Brit says Joe Mean instead of do you know what I mean?
Right. So you could do any of them.
So he's not the only one, but he was the first one that I sort of noticed it about.
I always wanted James Mason. I just remember in that.
You're too young for James.
Well, I remember James Mason in the movie where Warren Beatty's the Los Angeles Rams player. Heaven Can Wait.
Heaven Can Wait.
It's time now, Joe.
Yeah,
something
that's
like
it.
that.
That's very good.
It's time now.
Again, his is a little more breathy also.
It's time to go now, Joe. Something like that, yes.
Time to go.
Oh, you have by the way, you have a job that you're waiting to hear about. Is this the directing job or is it the acting job?
Well, they're kind of
they go hand in hand.
I'm gonna just sound like an asshole. They're listen, if you don't have irons in the fire, I don't know that you're actually in show business.
Yeah, you have to.
And then every now and then things get heated up around the same time. And in this case, there are three things that are racing to the
finish line.
Hopeful finish line. Again, I was telling you before we went on.
Yeah.
I don't believe anything's real till I'm at the premiere.
Have you always been like that?
No. And I'm still a glass half filled guy. I don't want to be surprised and disappointed by someone else fucking things up. If I'm at the wheel, we're going to be fine.
Right. But when you let your agent handle it.
No, my team's pretty good. I've been through, as you get to my age, I've been through several teams, but I had lunch yesterday with my attorney of 40 years.
Wow.
My business attorney.
Right.
So ultimately they drive the deals. The business attorneys. The agents do the great
navigating
front work, and then finesse work. And I love my guys now. It's not always been the case. That's a tricky thing. I feel like I could teach a 6-month course on just navigating reps.
You do sort of have to not micromanage, for lack of a better term, but like sort of. You don't want things to just break away, go away. You don't want them to come in too hard, but there's certain things you do want.
Yes. Certain phrases you want said by them.
Fuck you. He won't do it for less than $1 million.
They've got that down, but then they've lost the subtlety and the nuance of just kidding, So what it took me probably 30 years to realize that technically, in order for them to succeed, agents need to be more ambitious than their clients. And for the most part, they are. If they're doing well, they are more ambitious than the client. Of their workday, again, this is all under the 6-month course. I'll give you the quickie. Of their workday, 80% of every workday is looking after the highest earning client. Of the remaining 20%, 80% of that remaining 20% is finding new clients. That's actually how they get bonuses and keep their jobs, is signing new clients, because the beast feeds on new.
Is this why my agent hasn't called me in 5 years?
It needs new. So the problem with you and I are the phone rings occasionally enough so that the clients know what to do when the phone rings, where they check our avails. Right. And the agent does very well when the phone rings, because of that. So it's 18% of the whole 100, 80% for the highest earners,
right?
18% finding new, and then the last 2% is looking after people like ourselves who have a body of work, and the phone rings. For me, 92.
They don't have to do the work. The work just comes every once in a while.
They're happy to do the work. In my case, they're very happy to do the work. And they're very happy to chase things. I also found, get younger people representing you because they're making their bones. And it's helpful for them to have a calling card of even somebody at my level that gives them a little bit oomph to do their jobs. So they are hungry, but they've got a mandate. 80% for the highest earners. 18% is finding new clients, and that last 2%, you better make sure the earners are happy. So to your point, we do have to hustle on our own. We do have to keep those plates spinning on our own. And I learned maybe 15 plus years ago, if you're not creating, you're waiting. We're sort of 100%. Trained as talent to wait for the phone to ring.
Yeah.
So, and this is probably useful in life as well. If you're not creating, you're waiting. Don't wait for your life to happen.
I absolutely agree. And that didn't happen for me till about probably 10 years ago when I thought, well, I'm kind of bored.
Yep. That'll do it.
Complacency or,
Yeah.
you know, it's, what is it? What is it about the idle hands?
Are you searching for an adage? A well-known
adage?
adage?
The idle hands, the devil's workshop.
Yep.
Idle hands.
It's right in there.
Something. Help me out.
No.
You're a Harvard grad.
No. I graduated from university in 9 months. My friends called it dropping out, but I was done.
Really?
Yep.
I don't agree with that.
You don't agree with
the role
what?
That you're dumb.
Done.
Oh.
You're projecting again.
No, let me ask you.
Yeah.
Talk about hunger.
Yeah.
In terms of like the business. Do you think you've lost?
Nope.
Do you think you've lost any of that, just that desire, that push, that energy? No. So because I think I have. I think there was a certain tenacity. There was a certain just a will that I had that I want to prove myself. I want to get this done. I want to be this. And then that kind of just goes away.
That's a young person's game for sure.
Right.
And ambition in all caps is also a young person's game.
Right.
Drive, no. Interest in creating and working and doing new things, that hasn't.
You love work.
Yes.
You love being on set.
Well, it's because it's creating. You're right. I love my downtime. I love to completely and utterly fuck off.
Right.
But I feel very alive because I came up from stand-up, right? Yes, I did direct a documentary called Misery Loves Comedy. The thesis being you have to be miserable to be funny. And
it's kind of true.
Technically, it's still on Amazon. And where I interviewed 60 annoyingly famous funny people with the premise, do you have to be miserable to be funny? But from it, I realized that being on many things, but one of which was being on stage, is a drug that can't be replicated. Many stand-ups have chased alcohol and drugs searching for that high.
Yes.
But actual endorphins are released. And also, but more importantly, perhaps, there's a sense of control on stage as a stand-up when you get to a certain level of accomplishment.
Yeah.
You're taking the audience for a ride of your choosing for an hour or whatever it is. And they can turn on you in a moment's notice. And you live with that fact, having faced it many times. There's a chapter in the movie called Bombs Away.
And you've bombed many times.
Please. I mean,
it's the worst feeling in the world. I've done stand-up and bombing it's hard to, the feeling you get, you feel like you're dying. You feel like you don't want to be alive.
Yes. But so it is, in order to walk, you have to put on shoes. And there is a great British comedian and actor and writer whose name is slipping, but it'll come to me in a moment. One of the people I interviewed, and he said he found a trick when bombing. Because you're doing basically the same stuff that has killed before, but this crowd has decided that for whatever reason, because they're an original organism that's never gathered as this group ever before, nor will they ever again. It's a very strange thing. And sometimes they can just turn, and it doesn't take much. So this guy is brilliant, and he said, when this happens, I just slow down. I used to, sweat and speed up, but now I just slow down and ooze confidence. So the audience starts to think, wait a second, I thought this guy was doing horribly. I guess it's me.
Yeah, because he's so confident.
Why is he having so much fun in his comfort? Which is just brilliant. Beyond belief. You know the Road pictures, Road to Italy?
Yeah.
The two guys doing Michael Caine?
Yeah.
It's not Steve Coogan.
It's the other guy.
Rob Brydon.
Thank you.
Michael Caine. Yeah, that whole thing's
Rob
hilarious.
Brydon is his name.
That's great.
And he really tapped into something with that move. I've yet to try it, but man, it makes sense. Although I do, after this many years, sometimes they'll make it fiscally irresponsible for me to sit on my couch and I'll go out and do a stand-up date. And when those moments come after all these years, I do sort of smile and chuckle like, okay, I'm sorry, in my mind, I'm sorry you didn't get that. I certainly know. It's funny.
Do you get nervous still?
I've never been nervous. It's just,
Acting?
It's a sociopath.
Acting or comedy, stand up.
It makes me think I could also have thrived as a serial killer.
Wait a minute. So you have no fear when you're acting?
I have empathy, but I don't have fear.
When you're acting too?
What happens for me?
Jesus, you're lucky.
What happens? It's in the genetic pool. What happens for me is excitement, not nerves. So even when I'm standing behind that curtain to do the Tonight Show with Carson the very first time, and I'm about to go out and sit on the couch, that's how it was arranged and planned. That I waited till I had some movie or something. They could just bring me to the couch where I would do Peter Falk and whoever, and Johnny would flip. But standing behind that curtain for the first time, you would think anyone in their right mind would be nervous beyond belief. I had been waiting since I was 10 for this moment. So to me, it was Christmas morning for a 9-year-old girl.
That's got to be an awesome feeling.
Just cackling.
So you're always excited about life.
Yes. Well, no, not always. When it's something exciting coming up where one might be nervous, I just get excited. I don't live a moment by moment in excitement.
So Mrs. Maisel, I know that with those lines, they want them boom, 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 boom. And you got to know them inside out and this and that. First of all, do you have any problems learning lines? Are you quick at that? And B, do you thrive on a set like that?
Now, I like, first of all, and B, I like going from numerical to alphabetical very, very much. Whether you did that out of...
Well, this is all part of the nerves and excitement because the reason I say that is because I've heard so much from other actors and friends who are on that show that it's a tight ship and the lines are fast and this and you got to know them and they get really upset if you don't know your shit. So that made me a little nervous. So that's why I jumped to that.
Sure. So I'll just pluck one thing out of what you said, which is they get really angry. Did you say if you don't know your shit?
Or annoyed.
They didn't ever. They were weirdly patient with all of us. They depended on you knowing your shit, and they appreciated you knowing your shit, but they never got angry or even annoyed. They would just go, all right, let's try again. Because Amy Sherman Palladino fell in love with the 8-page oneer. So all of my co-stars came from theater. I did not. I came from stand-up. In fact, while doing stand-up and acting in films, I had a few opportunities and offers to do Broadway, and I thought, why would I want to share the stage with all those other people? But that's just the brain of a stand-up, I mean, you go out and I've got it. I
want to own the stage.
Yeah, why do I
share it?
Why do I need
these people?
Talk to people. That seems strange. Let me talk to the audience. It'll be great. But so I did not come from the 8-page oneer. It is a little theater piece. And having just watched this new show with Stephen Graham called Innocence, maybe the new Everything Shot in One. Adolescence.
Yeah.
I just finished it last night. You'd think I'd
on episode
remember
2.
the fucking name. So those whole episodes are done in one, which means they rehearse, from what I've heard, for 3 weeks, and then they shoot for a week until they get it in one take. So we would rehearse for hours to do an 8-page oneer and then shoot as many times as it takes to get it right. So with 14 moving parts often of those 8-page oneers, you just don't want to be the one who's the reason we're going again.
That's why nerves.
But not nerves, it's focus. I did have to step up my actor game because, again, I'm not trained. I sort of learned while I earned, coming up as I did, and fortunate enough to study from so many greats. But I'd not ever done it. And when I'm in an 8-page scene, at the top of the scene, I'll say to Tom Cruise, so what do you think we should do? And then he talks for 8 pages, and then I say, all right, let's go. I mean, that's when my idea of an 8-page, right? As a character actor. So to be in this show, and they wrote my character, Moish Maisel, as bombastic, a blowhard, who never stopped talking. So that was alien to me. And I had to learn how to do that, how to memorize that insanity. And then the super annoying part is that a memorization does come easy and I don't know why. I'll forget the name of
Ryan.
I was going to say Ryan.
Yeah.
No, I'll forget.
No, I remember Ryan.
Yeah. No, I'll forget the name of that television show you just reminded me of that I finished watching last night. No problem. But memorizing an 8-page scene, I can do. And the answer is simple. If the question is how, I read it 100 times, literally
100 times.
That's Jeff. You just got to put in the 10,000 hours.
What do you get in? You go to your bedroom, you go to your study, your quiet time.
I just go away from whatever the distraction
for how long
in the house might be, as long as it takes to read it 100 times. I don't know. Depends on how long it is.
Well, are you counting 100 times?
No, but yes.
In the vicinity,
Yeah, no, I mean, I say 100 times because it could be more and it could be less, but I read it so many times, and just reading, not breaking it down, not acting it, just reading it, because it needs to be muscle memory, those words in that order. Then, once you have that freedom, you can live in the moment, because you won't be struggling for the words. They're going to be there.
Yeah.
Now I'm free to do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, that's how I roll. I like to know it inside out. Yeah. I don't want there to be any discrepancy. I don't want there to be I want to pick up a glass and not think twice about it. Inside of You is brought to you by Wayfair. You know, when they say we have just what you need, they have it. You're looking at a table right here that I just bought from Wayfair, and it is incredible. It was easy to assemble. They've got everything at Wayfair. I love this table more than anything. The first thing what did I do? I sent you a picture.
Yeah.
I was like, check this out.
Look what I got from Wayfair.
Yeah. It's just an awesome freaking table. It's beautiful. It looks fancy, and it didn't cost a lot. It was very inexpensive, and that's what you get when you go to Wayfair. When you think game day, you might not think Wayfair, but you should. Because Wayfair is the best kept secret for incredible and affordable game day finds. Why is Wayfair the ideal place to get game day essentials? Bigger selection, curated collections, options for every budget, price point, unique finds that reflect your style, easy and free shipping, outdoor tailgating. How about coolers, grills, folding chairs, patio heaters, indoor game day recliners, TV stands, coffee tables, entertainment centers, decor, sports-themed decor, merch from your favorite teams, and so much more. Wayfair has got it all. They really do, and I love this table. I can't say enough about it.
There's something for every style and every home, no matter your space or budget.
Wayfair makes it easy to tackle your home goals with room ideas and curated collections.
Free and easy delivery, even on the big stuff.
Really? Free delivery? Isn't that crazy? No more huge delivery fees for furniture. Get sofas, dining tables, beds, desks, and more shipped free.
Find all your must-haves, furniture, decor, appliances, cookware, all in one convenient place.
Wayfair is your trusted destination for all things game day, from coolers and grills to recliners and slow cookers. Shop, save, and score today at wayfair.com. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair, every style, every home. Did you ever feel the pressure of, I got to step up for these, because you've worked with the biggest actors around, the biggest, there's no bigger. And did you ever feel the pressure of like, I don't want to let them down?
Yeah, sure. But I love that pressure. I mean, I love that opportunity. I don't consider it pressure. I consider it an opportunity.
Deep down, you want to impress them, don't you?
I think deep down, yes. What's on the surface is more, just be good. Just be good.
Just be good.
Yeah. Turns out everyone wants us to do well when you're acting in a thing. The crew wants you to fucking get it right. The director, your co-star, everyone wants you to do good. So just do good. Don't think you have to impress anyone. Just,
Was there ever a time in
your head out of your ass?
Get your head out of your ass. Was there ever a time in your life that you just felt, if you look back, go, God, I was cocky. I was a bit of an asshole.
I went from precocious to cocky at around 11. But it was, without knowing it was going to be a term to be overused, it was fake it till you make it, for sure. It wasn't, I think I'm great. It was, I have to fool them that I'm comfortable and know what I'm doing. And like a true sociopath, I became that.
That's amazing. I'm still.
Well, it's amazing until this is a part of a Dateline episode.
Yes, you're a serial killer.
We had a recording of him saying.
What does make you nervous? What things do make you nervous? Getting married?
No, I mean, I've been with the same one for 18 years now, and I put in 20 on the previous. So within those relationships, 20. I did time. Within those relationships, I do strive to make that person happy. So it's not just people pleasing, it's make that person happy, but a big part of make that person happy is, dear God, don't fuck this up again. Whatever this is.
You don't want to fuck up.
Yeah. So I do get nervous about that. Like a trip to Costco. Oh, I should get the thing. She had mentioned this the other day. And then a voice kicks in. Yeah, but she knew you were going to Costco and didn't mention it. So for this trip, do you want to be that guy who comes home with this thing? And then she goes, what the fuck are you doing? For the 1100th time? Yeah, so, and I eventually came up with this bit based on that, because once I was sent to the store to get a list of items, Rafe's, you call it Ralph's, but if Rafe Fiennes can pronounce his Ralph as Rafe, we call it Rafe's.
I'm going to start calling it Rafe's.
Please do.
Thank you.
Use it as your own. I was sent to Rafe's with a list, and on my drive there, of course, as a man, I'd not written down this list. So on my drive there, I'm trying to remember these items. And while I'm trying to remember these items, one of them pops into my memory, and I say it into my rear view mirror inexplicably as Liam Neeson. Now, I say inexplicably because I had not thought of impersonating Liam Neeson ever. So I can't explain why in this moment, when I remembered the grocery item, I said to my rearview mirror, bananas. Now, I've never heard Liam Neeson say bananas in a movie ever, so I don't know where this came from. And now all I can do is picture him in an IHOP. What would you like on your pancakes, Mr. Neeson? Bananas. Go, I will find you.
Do you laugh at yourself?
Sometimes. So then I'm at the grocery store for real in this moment, I'm in the spice rack where men go to die, I'm convinced, looking for this very specific spice that no one really needs, but it's on this fucking list. And I'm looking for this. And then, people talk to themselves. I think we all do, right?
Oh, yeah.
When you're alone.
Yeah.
We think out loud is really what it is. And sometimes you just need to talk it through. And so now I'm in the spice row, staring at 1,000 spice containers, looking for the one I have been sent to gather. And my frustration leads me to Al Pacino. And I'm not kidding. I'm talking to the spice racks. And because I see a repeating brand of spice. McCormick! Everything is McCormick. Cumin, what's that? I don't know what that is.
You're doing this in the aisle.
Yep. To no one.
McCormick!
This is I'm thinking out loud, I'm talking to myself, but because these voices live inside me, and I find them more entertaining than my own voice, I will then entertain myself in a spice rack at Rafe's. McCormick, what year did Al Pacino become an old black blues player? So the I don't know what the answer to the question is.
Well, you were getting the spices for your wife, and then these things come to you. And...
Yeah. So it is all that.
What's the
memorization thing? I think I covered it.
Yes, I think you really covered that. What is the? Have you ever been starstruck?
Oh yeah. To this day, if I see someone,
who would make you starstruck that you haven't worked with?
Well, we just lost Gene Hackman, and when I ran into him, he's my favorite actor of all time. Oh,
he's mine
years
too.
Ago, like 20 years ago, maybe, or yeah, it was.
Do you do a Gene Hackman?
No,
I just know that
I hadn't thought of it.
Well, I always think of Postcards from the Edge when he's talking to Meryl Streep.
Oh.
And he just says, he goes, I forgot what he says about fucking your fucking ex. No, you're fucking my movie, you understand?
Yeah.
God damn it, I'll kill you. I'll kill you. You go back home and you figure whatever shit you got, like that kind of intensity.
Yeah.
Like, I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah,
You're not going to fuck my movie up.
Yeah.
That intensity he has was just like, you just don't see it.
No.
Just he demanded that attention.
Raw.
I
don't know how much
him.
of that was on the page and how much of that was him, because it feels like it's all him. We're exiting the Golden Globes, and out of that fucking theater venue is a bottleneck. And I find myself moving an inch per minute, standing next to my acting hero. He's my favorite of all time. And so it takes me probably 7 solid, very endless minutes of inching up this bottleneck, standing next to my hero before I say, I'll be beyond remiss of, and yelling at myself later if I don't say to you that I've been a fan for a long time. And he smiled. And then 11 inches later, which took an hour, seemed like, he said, and I of you. And
no,
even if he was just being kind, which I'm convinced he was,
I don't think so.
It was, you can take me now. So in terms of being awestruck or starstruck, that's the biggest one. But, first time you meet any of these people, I call them, these Mount Rushmore, be it Jack
larger than life
Nicholson
characters,
or Matthau and Lemon, the people I've worked with. I died in Denzel Washington's arms. Spoiler alert, but that's every young Jewish boy's dream, in case your listeners didn't know that.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. We can find support in some very surprising places. The group chat, a kind stranger, our neighbor, maybe even our favorite barista. And support is fantastic. But you know what else can help? Guidance and support from a clinically trained and credentialed therapist, like the ones you find at BetterHelp. Just fill out a short questionnaire that helps identify your needs and preferences, and BetterHelp's 10-plus years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate means they typically get it right the first time. BetterHelp is convenient, too, completely online. You can pause your subscription whenever you need to and switch counselors anytime at no extra cost. And I know that's a worry of a lot of people. Do I have to tell the No, you just change. It's easy. And BetterHelp makes it easy for you. Plus, BetterHelp is high trust certified and complies with GDPR standards, which means they meet some of the highest global standards for data privacy. Support is awesome. Support from a licensed therapist who gets you, that's priceless. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Find the one with BetterHelp. And our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/inside. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/inside.
So, and he was the only big A+ who got my number, called me ahead of time, and said, hey, we're playing best friends in this movie. We should go have a meal, get to know each other.
How many times did you have a meal?
With him?
Yeah.
Oh, but it was just the one time of doing in prep for the movie that he said, let's go have dinner.
Was it a nice lunch with Denzel Washington?
It was a dinner, and it was very casual.
Was it just you and him?
Yep. And it was at Genghis Cohen.
Were you nervous?
No, I was excited. Again, I was excited.
Jesus, this guy's a psychopath.
Well, listen, maybe my version of what excitement is would be someone else's nerves.
Yeah.
Nerves to me, it sounds like a voice in your head saying, don't fuck this up.
Right.
So I wasn't that at all. I was, this is unbelievably cool. This is so fucking cool.
I mean, Walter Matthau.
Well, that's...
You're doing it all wrong. Like, what is he a grumpy old man?
Yes.
He's the part he played. He's
born with a basset hound's face. Looked 65 at 10 probably. And absolute Mount Rushmore figure to me in my youth. Matthau and Lemon both showed that a character actor could be a movie star. Neither one of them are a leading man necessarily, but they became them. And first time I met him was on the set. Very last minute. They were shooting something that he was in and I wasn't. I'd just come for a wardrobe fitting. And the director said, "Oh, hey, let me introduce you to Walter." And he walked me over. Walter's literally on the set, surrounded by cameras and crew. They're setting something up. And Walter, this is Kevin Pollak. He's playing your son. And then the director excused himself to go do something. And I'm standing there next to Mount Rushmore, having just been introduced. And I, foolishly, as I will learn, decided to make small talk with Walter Matthau and said, "So, Walter, script's pretty good, huh?" And he said, "The script sucks, kid. I owe my bookie $2 million." And
that is a perfect
zero.
Now the script. Let's do it again.
"The script sucks, kid. I owe my bookie $2 million."
I gotta learn how to do that.
Zero exaggeration.
Jesus. So you're like, okay.
In terms of what he said, he was a infamous gambler. Yeah, and so yeah, so then learning from these guys, literally how to behave on set, how to treat everyone with kindness. And
you should write a
respect.
book.
I did.
No, about how to treat
people with kindness,
bigger stars than you. Yeah, well, I mean, so that approach. So you meet Nicholson for the first time.
Yeah.
What do you do after you've learned that? Because this is years later.
Yeah.
How do you don't make you? I'm not making small talk again.
Jack was already cool to 4 generations, going on 6.
Right.
So he was so cool, and we're technically co-stars, that I am, out of reverence, leaving him alone. I'm not going up to Jack, "Hi, Jack, I'm Kevin. How are you?" That's not happening. Instead, I'm going to endear myself to him through behavior and respect. At the table read, don't know if I've ever told this, there's a giant soundstage, empty. They set up a squarish horseshoe of tables for maybe 60 people to sit around for this one and only table read of this Aaron Sorkin script that had been a huge Broadway
Few Good Men
success. Over 500 performances already at that point. A Few Good Men. And we had, I had met Tom briefly in Rob Reiner's office, but otherwise I didn't really know. Nope, that's it. So Rob Reiner stands up to address when everyone finally, and Jack's the last one to enter, of course. And the giant soundstage doors part, and he walks in, backlit silhouette, and crosses to it. And, then now you can hear a pin drop. The king has arrived. And so everyone's finally seated. Rob stands to address everyone, and he says, "Welcome. This is amazing. I'm so glad you could all make it. Actors, please keep in mind that you've got the job. This is not an audition performance. We just want to hear it out loud one time to celebrate the beginning of the production." But he goes on for what seems like 17 minutes. I am Where's Waldo in this cast. Let's be clear. I'm
Demi Moore,
surrounded
Tom
by
Cruise, Kevin Bacon,
Kiefer
Kiefer Sutherland, Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, even J.T. Walsh.
Oh, yeah.
I mean the cast, and Rob Reiner is batting 1,000 at this point.
Oh yeah.
Spinal Tap,
Of course.
and
Was it Harry Met Sally?
Princess Bride. He had done. I don't actually know the chronological order. I just know that he was
big time.
batting 1,000. Whether Misery or Stand By Me, any of those had come before, I don't remember. But he's 6'3" and big and
Meathead,
and gives this passionate welcome speech, at the end of which me, the unknown, says loud enough for everyone to hear, "And you are," yep, I took that swing. Because that either lands or it doesn't.
It landed.
And I just look over at Jack, and he's very happy. Yeah, he's very happy. He's very, very happy.
Wow.
And Then
That made you feel good.
yes, then I know he likes me because he's fucking with me while we're shooting.
What is he doing?
Which he was surprising that he was gregarious and goofy, not standoffish and aloof. He was having the most fun on set. I've said this before in my act many times and on talk shows. When Rob Reiner said action, he was letter perfect, never missed a syllable. We shot that courtroom scene soliloquy for days. He was a clinic to watch. But when Rob said cut, Jack looked like he'd been stoned for 3 days. He was just the happiest camper. And but yeah, so yeah.
By the way, just to interject, when he said you can't handle the truth, you were there every take.
Yeah.
Obviously. But my question is, did you see different versions of you can't handle the truth? Did he do a subtle one like, you can't handle the truth? And they're like, oh, a little bigger, a little bigger. Did you see how it evolved, or was it always big?
We had the luxury of rehearsal. So again, on an empty sound stage with tape on the ground, the way I suppose you would rehearse a play, or so I've been told. And Rob Reiner worked with Tom, Demi, and I first for several days, and then eventually brought Jack in. And Rob, because he was an actor, when he articulates to an actor what he wants, he ends up kind of acting out the scene without really giving line readings per se, which for your listeners, that's when a director, in an actor's mind, the director is saying, no, don't do it like that. Do it like this. And they gave it a name, line readings, and it became a curse to an actor that a director can do. Never, ever, ever.
I love it.
Okay. But you're aware that actors
Yes,
don't.
actors don't like it.
I love to be directed too. But the line reading, and even when I started directing, I learned, I would just go up to an actor and say, give me like 11% more. And then let the actor figure out what the fuck that means.
Yeah.
Writing and casting, I learned from Barry Levinson very early, is everything. You get the right people saying these words, just fucking sit back and shut up.
Roll film.
Yeah, get a great shooter, get a great cutter, you're off to the races.
Right.
So Jack comes in, and Rob had spent the previous 3 days with Tom, Demi, and I, as I said, talking through these scenes. We would act them, and then he would give what to a layman would appear to be a line reading, as again, his way to articulate what he's looking for. You know, when you get to the place, to the thing, and you say this, and he says it, I really want to see the passion, the thing, whatever the thing is.
Right.
He would never say, don't do it like that, because it's just undermining the performer. We're
Right.
children in a sandbox. We can't be scolded, right? We'll curl up and die. So he knows that. So it's definitely not accusatory or any of those things. But we have 3 days to get used to this style of directing. Jack Nicholson comes in to answer your question, was it different every take? Jack sits down and through niceties and get to know yous and all that, Rob says, where do you want to start? And it's decided he's going to start with the soliloquy. And it's brilliantly written. And he does the soliloquy for the first time in front of anyone. I would like to say, if you had an overhead camera shooting from the rafters down onto we actors and our director, you would see Tom, Demi, and I in a straight line as Jack finishes and Rob begins to direct seconds before the line reading articulation. From the overhead camera, you would see Tom, Demi, and I take one step back because we know what's coming. We didn't, but that's what it felt like. And so, sure enough, Rob says, "Oh man, Jack, we could shoot right now." That was just, and compliment after compliment. And then, sure enough, he says, and then when you get not a but, an and when you get to that spot where you're really coming in for the kill against Tom. And he starts, and next thing you know, he's saying the lines. And that's, of course, when Tom, Demi, and I take that one step back from the overhead camera angle. And Rob finishes, and Jack is still seated as if he were on the stand for all of this. And he just looks up at Rob, and he says, yes, well, I guess I'm not there yet, am I? And now that was Jack's way of saying, gotcha.
But I'm not going to do it right now.
No, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Go sit down. I'm Jack Nicholson. You know what I mean?
And so then God, it's a great story.
And then on the set, it wasn't finding it. It was fine tuning. It wasn't, I'm going to give you 11 versions. You decide which one you want in post. It was very slight variations on a performance.
Yeah, it wasn't like, you can't handle.
You can't handle. No, that's
not the right one.
You can't. No, that's not it.
The truth.
Yeah.
I'm going to change the line. No,
but
he
he was goofy and gregarious always. For example, when the camera's over Jack's shoulder onto Tom in that final moment, when Tom comes at him and says, I want the truth.
Yeah.
For that moment, the camera's next to Jack's face. Those of you not watching but listening, the camera's next to Jack's face, shooting from basically Jack's point of view, or POV, onto Tom. It's important to know that Jack's face is next to the camera, not on camera. Only Tom can see Jack's face. And his face is so close to the camera, so Tom has something to react to. And while Tom is doing his approach, very intense moment in the movie, a crescendo, if you will, Jack is doing this. Right next to the lens.
Making faces.
He's making a goofy ass face.
And what's Tom doing? Is he staying in character?
He utterly stays in character. It might have intensified his focus. He finishes the take. It may be the take that's in the movie. It was so fucking great. But he finishes, Rob yells, cut, and Tom smacks Jack in the shoulder, and they laugh because it was an unbelievably unprofessional, hilarious thing for Jack to do. And they, it was the first take, so no one, or no, you know what? I'm not going to say it was the first take. It was the first time Jack did that in a take. So it was so out of left field that it was fucking hilarious.
Wow.
But that hilarity was not enjoyed, obviously, until Rob said cut, because Tom stayed in it. There's that famous Mission Impossible broke his ankle.
Yep.
Tom stayed in it, right?
Yep.
I mean, that's true.
That's who he is.
That's truly ridiculous.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I wonder if the great actors always think, I want to go first. I want to get my close-up first. For Jack, was it like, or other big actors, can you recall? They're like, I want to do this.
Rob Reiner has told the story of asking Jack that, which is the version I can share, which is we come to the day where we're going to shoot the courtroom Jack stuff, and it's the soliloquy time once again. And Rob goes to Jack in the morning and says, so what do you want to do, pal? It's up to you. You want to start with us on you, or us on the other actors watching you, so you can warm up to what will ultimately be your coverage. I'm happy to start either way. It's totally up to you. And it's decided that they're going to start on the other actors in the scene, and Jack will be off camera, so he can sort of warm up. After 3 takes or so of the exact same level of intensity that Jack will ultimately do on camera, which is insane, Rob has to go over to Jack and say, hey, man, you're doing incredible, but a little too incredible. And I understand you wanting to give to your co-stars, but I need you to save something for when the camera comes around, which may not be till after lunch. So, maybe give me 87% instead of 110. And famously, Jack said to Rob, I just love to act, Robbie. That was the only way he could sort of process why he was giving so much. Normally you would give 100%, but as proof is in the pudding, that particular performance needs to get to a screaming match, basically. So you got to give me something for on camera after lunch. Yeah, can you tone it down? Sorry, man, I just love to act. Right?
I just love to act.
Yeah.
Inside of You is brought to you by Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. I use Rocket Money. So many millions of people use Rocket Money. And more importantly, Ryan, you use Rocket Money.
I do.
And they're saving you.
They are. And they're helping me keep track of stuff too, which is important.
Yeah, they do so much more than just save your money on, subscriptions that you forgot to cancel or things like that. We spend so much money on things that we forget we actually bought or we don't want, but it was a 30-day trial and then you have to pay the subscription rate. But Rocket Money's there for you.
Rocket Money shows you all your expenses in one place, including subscriptions you forgot about. If you see a subscription you no longer want, Rocket Money will help you cancel it.
If you've got a goal you'd like to save for, Rocket Money can analyze your accounts to find the best time each month to put extra money aside. And Rocket Money will even try to negotiate lower bills for you. The app automatically scans your bills to find opportunities to save and then goes to work to get you better deals. They'll even talk to customer service so you don't have to, thank God.
Get alerts if your bills increase in price, if there's unusual activity in your accounts, if you're close to going over budget, and even when you're doing a good job.
Rocket Money's 5 million members have saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, with members saving up to $740 a year when they use all of the app's premium features.
Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money.
Download the Rocket Money app and enter my show name Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum in the survey so they know I sent you. And don't wait. Download the Rocket Money app today and tell them you heard about them from my show. Have you ever worked on a movie where you're like, oh God, I can't stand a director, or maybe it's not that you can't stand him. You're like, I don't know if this guy knows what he's doing. I don't know.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden you watch the movie, you're like, what the this is great.
Yeah. Well, not so often that this is great, but this is way better than I thought it would be. It's quite rare that something's great.
Right.
Although I will say Bryan Singer was 26.
So you didn't have a lot of faith.
Or 25, and he and McQuarrie both hadn't done anything really. They did some basically student film. This was their first real thing.
Was he nervous on set?
I sensed a fake it till you make it. I sensed not false bravado, but someone trying to be cool.
I think Benicio probably fucked with him, didn't he?
Well, he was 25, so we all fucked with him. But there was a case where he couldn't quite articulate. He was more of a technical guy, not a performance guy. So, there's a couple of great, amazing shots, crossfades, lighting changes. And he worked it all out with Tom, his cinematographer, and they his way. He just came to us and said, "I can't really explain why I need you to just stand there and not do anything, but please just stand there and not do anything." And so there were enough of those where he couldn't really articulate that I thought, I wonder how this is. We all knew it was the best script we'd ever read, and I will still argue it remains that way. Although that Academy Award winning screenplay remains the best script I've ever read. But I will put a blind $10 wager. If you know the film well enough to quote some of my lines to me, that 90% of them I improvised because I was given that freedom. The lines were great. But
the one in the jail cell, wasn't there one in the
I'm not going to lead the witness. You got to come up with the one you're thinking of.
I can't remember. It's been so long since I've seen it.
Well, I mean,
But I remember when you guys were all kind of talking in there and
I can give you an example. When we're all first rounded up, right, individually,
right.
And I'm in a garage and I'm working on a side mirror with a screwdriver, and the garage door behind me opens up and 5 officers flood in with guns drawn. And then I wipe my face and I say, "You sure you brought enough guys?" And I throw the rag over the side mirror. There was nothing written for that scene.
Wow.
Dialogue. There was no dialogue written for that scene.
How much fun do you have doing that?
Oh,
just
again,
the freedom.
I've done A Few Good Men where you have to be letter perfect. I've done Maze where you have to be letter perfect. I just had this conversation in a Zoom with an alleged employer. And And I said, I am comfortable doing it either way. If you want to give me the freedom to want to say your lines, but have a little freedom to put them in my mouth, right? So while he wrote in the Chris McCrory wrote in the interrogation scene, what are you going to do if I can arrest you for this, whatever the guy says? And I say, fuck your father in the shower and have a snack. He wrote that, but I surrounded it with when the guy says, I can put you in Queens on the day of the robbery. I live in Queens. What do you got to... I live in Queens, Einstein. What do you got, a team of monkeys working around the clock on this? So I just gave it that little filler, right? Before I said what was written, I'm going to fuck your father. So just those little freedoms, right?
Did you think were you surprised that all of them were in there?
Yeah.
Like he kept almost all of them?
Of course. Including, by the way, the very first time you mentioned Benicio, the very first time Benicio speaks in the lockup, for the first time, my character says... What the fuck did he just say?
Yes.
Okay, so that was not only 100% improvised, it wasn't improvised. That was me breaking the scene and saying to the director, what the fuck did he just say? Because we were not told he was going to do mumbles. We were not told he was going to speak.
So you're talking to the director, and they just use that?
Yep.
What the fuck did he say?
What the fuck did he just say? So
funny.
And you know this because it's been told many times by me and others. The poster of the suspects lined up, the lineup scene is, for the most part, a series of outtakes. We were meant to say it very stoically, very seriously. I'm the littlest suspect who speaks first when I say, give me the keys, you fucking cocksucker. And I say it as written, and so the idea was we were going to be very stoic.
I remember this as you're
very
saying
stoic and unimpressed that we'd been gathered,
right?
That we'd been arrested. So we're supposed, as a fuck you to the police, we're supposed to not be impressed and be very dry. So I read it that way as the first person to do the scene. And then everyone after me is either laughing or hitting each other or fucking around. And it was the only day where the suspects at lunch, were approached by the director who said, you guys are fucking me. I got nothing. I got nothing. We can't get through a take without laughing. I've said this. It'd be great if you didn't laugh at all. We can't afford to lose half a day. We have. So when we come back from lunch, I need you to please settle down and do it. Well, that was like telling 9-year-olds don't laugh at the funeral. We go back after lunch and fuck it up even more. Not on purpose, but because now there's this pressure to not fuck it up. And one of us is getting to fuck up every take. And at the end of the day, he threw up his hands and said, well, I've got nothing. Thanks, guys. And walked. And to his credit, and the editor, John Ottman, who also did the music.
Yeah.
They created a series of those outtakes, and it gave an instant sense of camaraderie that didn't exist in the written version. And also a potentially more powerful fuck you to the police. We're not impressed that you arrested us.
Wow.
Which was the initial intent of the written scene.
That is amazing.
So happy accidents to the nth degree.
So I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, fuck, I could talk to him. You're one of the only guests I've had that I could sit here and talk to you all day.
Oh, no.
No, this is...
I feel like I've done all the talking.
No, but I'm mesmerized.
Guest,
I mean, you could tell because I'm just like, I never get like that. I get bored and I'm like...
Is Charlie the name of your dog? What's your dog?
Charlie's one of them.
Yeah.
How'd you remember that?
I don't know.
Adolescence.
I don't know. Adolescence, thank you. Ryan, I started to see Charlie in your face when you were staring at me. Gap mouth.
Yeah, I was so intrigued. All right, this is called Shit Talking with Kevin Pollak. These are rapid fire. These are from my top tier patrons who support the show. Patreon.com/inside. Here you go. Raj, tell me about a recent time you felt satisfaction.
Raj?
Raj. His name is Raj. He's a patron.
Oh, I thought that was part of the question.
No, tell me about a recent time you felt satisfaction. Rapid fire. When a very hot actor right now read a script of mine for me to direct and said yes for the lead. That's a level of satisfaction I've
rarely had in life.
Sicily, what role made you feel most fulfilled? That's hard. So many good ones.
I've been too lucky to say just one.
But what's the one role you think of? You're like,
weirdly, it's the one no one saw. I played the first Jewish president in a film no one saw called Deterrence. The writer-director, Rod Lurie, went on to do The Contender with Joan Allen and Gary Oldman.
Loved it.
But his movie before that no one saw, made for $7, is called Deterrence. And so
I'm going to check it out for sure.
Yeah, it was one of those bizarre, rare moments when I was number one on the call sheet, to the point where when he offered it to me, I said, do you want no one to see this? I mean, I'm not being self-deprecating. I'm a businessman, too.
Little Lisa, what is the essential part of your daily routine?
Coffee.
Leanne, would love to hear your Shatner impression. How'd you come up with that?
I bet you would. How did I come up with it?
How did that come about?
Oh,
you watch Star Trek.
Well, yeah, that literally is it. I mean, I no one had really done it beforehand. I think John Belushi did it on SNL in that famous sketch. Maybe that was the only time, but he didn't really do an impression of Shatner. If you know the sketch, he a little bit he did, but mostly he was doing a very funny take on being a captain of a ship. But for me, it was being a fan of the show, loving Shatner since before that, 2 episodes of The Twilight Zone, not the most famous one with the thing on the wing, but the one in the diner is actually my absolute favorite. In fact, the one in the diner, there's a moment where Captain Kirk is born. If you don't know the episode, check it out. And he becomes obsessed with this little box on a diner table that's a fortune teller. You put in a penny, pull out the tab, and it tells you your fortune.
I have that. It's this Truth Seer.
Yeah.
I have it in there. I have a replica.
Yeah. So you know the episode.
Yes.
So there's a moment, when his wife says, or fiance says to him, are we just going to stay here for the rest of our lives? And in his response, Captain Kirk is born because he answers, I don't know. Yep.
That's verbatim.
Drove a train through that pause.
Don't know.
Yeah.
God, that's good. All right.
71 cars on that train that was driven through that pause. Not just a locomotive.
And I love that episode. All in the diner with that little.
Yeah, the little thing where they jump across the street.
The street, yeah.
But yeah. Nick of Time, I think it's called.
Would you do a couple impressions if I just said a line? If I said,
sure.
If I just said, if you had to say, would you rather say your own line, or if I said you have to say, fuck you very much, or whatever line you want with each? I'm going to give you the actor.
Okay.
All right. Woody Allen.
You want me to just speak as him?
Whatever you want.
Well, without sounding a bit didactic, I think it's extremely important to remember that, this couch is from the Mary Tyler Moore collection of 1974.
Jesus.
And which he openly stole from Bob Hope.
Alan Arkin. I remember Alan Arkin. Wasn't he in Catch 22?
Yes.
Or he's like, I'm the bombardier. He's something like that. It's almost like, it's like a walk-in in a way. But what does an Alan Arkin sound like?
Well, interestingly enough, there's a time where we're all faced with the decision on a line reading, I guess you'd call it, how to say something. And it's interesting you touched on that one because I struggled for days. I didn't know how to say I'm a bombardier. I really didn't. You did it fairly well, but
no,
in the moment, I think I just said it. I stopped thinking and said, you know what? Say it. Say the line.
Christopher Lloyd.
That's it.
Perfect. Robert De Niro.
It's more of a face. I'll be honest with you. It's more of a face. Go to my...
that was perfect.
Go to my Instagram. After watching Alter Kings, can't remember the Alto Kings, the new Barry Levinson film where De Niro plays 2 parts. My better half put her phone on me and said, let's act out the scene of the movie we just came from, and I boiled the entire film down to De Niro talking to De Niro. It's on my Instagram.
Beautiful.
Kevin Pollak 123.
Kevin Pollak 123.
I wouldn't normally say such a thing, but it does. It's the new my favorite.
He's taking the knife out of the cheese. You think he likes cheese? Little Dudley Moore. Oh my God. When I was 6, my father, God damn it, don't they know what that does to children?
You must have hated this mouse.
That laugh! Yeah. Oh my God, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, these are just amazing. I just had Paul Reiser on the show. You deal with Paul Reiser?
Well, here's the thing, and then I'll drive you home. I don't feel as though just sitting here talking to you, there's a Dracula right across from me. I'm not comfortable.
This is Robin Williams.
Whoa, don't be frightened. Yes.
Do you spend hours? Have you spent hours getting these, or did they just come to you?
No, I think of the person, and if it comes out, I'll pursue it. If it doesn't, there's a lot of people, like, the worst question, I hope you weren't planning to ask it, is, what, you do such great impressions. Which one did you try to do and you can't do? And the reason it's a horrible question is there's no fun, entertaining answer.
Right.
Because in the question, you've revealed I couldn't do them. So as much fun as it may be to see me recreate someone in front of you, the opposite of that will happen as I tell you, oh, I tried to do X and I just couldn't. End of story. Fascinating, isn't it?
I love if you could do it.
There's been plenty, though, that I tried and couldn't.
You know who'd be difficult?
They're just not
Vince Vaughn. He'd be.
Yeah, well, he's got a patter, right? So they're all musical rhythms.
Yeah, he talks fast.
So if you take something maybe from Swingers, I don't like doing an impression by repeating dialogue from a movie if that's a little pedestrian. So I like to put them in the minutia. So I did a very short-lived podcast. I think I only did like 15 episodes. It was called Talkin' Walkin'. I think it's technically still out there somewhere, where it was like my dinner with Andre, where I would have someone come over to the house. We'd sit at the dining room table and I'd have a list of things, minutia, fishing in Alaska, whatever the topic is. And we would converse. I would speak only as Walken. We never referenced my name or his name. Me and someone had a conversation for an hour, and I spoke only as Walken the entire time. And what happened is I drilled down into the nuanced conversational version, which is my favorite version of any impersonation.
Right, when you could just get deep.
Where you can just really talk about whatever it is. You've got a wine rack of sorts, I notice. It's an odd number available to the bottles, but I find when I store wine, I do it incorrectly. I don't know how. I set them up on the counter. Boom. They're stored. I don't need to find a home for my bottles of wine. I suppose I should. I drink them too fast.
I made my own wine.
Yeah, there you go.
I did it.
Yeah.
It was my picture on the wine.
Nice.
My bottles, they sit there. No one wants them.
Yeah. See, it's
nice.
It's the nuance.
And you can just keep getting on it, deeper in the conversation.
Yeah.
The way I worked with him, and he was just
the best.
He's the best. He's such a weird man.
Well, it's unique.
It's unique.
I don't know that it's weird because it's impossible to be an original voice anymore, right?
Right.
In life or in your work.
Right.
And when you find someone that's that original, I'm with you. We have to attach the word weird because what he says sometimes seemed to come from
it's the inflections, right? The inflections.
Yeah. Well, but by the way, the same would be true of Vince Vaughn. If you went to do an impression of him, you'd have to find that musical rhythm with which he doles out.
Floats and just lets it go.
Exactly.
You know who I'd love to do is George C. Scott. I just remember in Exorcist 3 was like, it is not in the files. Yeah. That's all I remember.
Well, there's an intense anger. Yeah, when I was very young, I would do him from Patton. But that was very much a performance as opposed to what he might necessarily sound like.
Right.
That's the fun for me, is get them away from their roles and try to talk as them as a person.
You've got the podcast.
Had a pod.
Well, no, I thought
several.
I thought the rewatch.
The Maisel, I did a year. I did a year, 50 episodes. It's out there. My Mrs. Maisel.
So you could listen to that
podcast. If you are a fan of the show, the series, I had people from the show, not just cast, but also cinematographer, wardrobe genius, department heads, casting. I had people on the show, and we just broke down episodes. That was a great fun to do. I did it for a year, and
that was enough.
I was kind of done.
You were done, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even get to the final season of the series.
I'm done.
I got to the end of the year, and I went, I think I'm done doing this. Yeah, because I did.
We've been doing
10
a rewatch
years on the first podcast, starting in 2009, when there were less than 50 podcasts.
I just started this 6 years ago, and there were a hell of a lot less even than there are now. It's like everybody has.
The exponential thing Like being asked to be on someone's podcast.
I knew it. I was like,
it's the new jury duty.
He doesn't
right?
want to do it. But you did it. No, you were really kind to come on here.
No, you earned my being here.
How did I earn that? I asked.
You asked, and you had a history of doing the show that relaxed my sphincter, that you knew what the fuck you were doing, which is a big part of this. I
just want to talk to
everyone
people.
kind of thinks they can talk to people on a microphone, and I don't know that they can. Also, I don't know if you found this in your podcast listening. I will drop out of listening to a podcast that I love if the person, the host, has a not pleasant way of speaking.
Yeah.
So they pronounce their T's as D's. If they say important, I'm gone.
Isn't that something?
It's weird.
No, I
understand
that.
But it clicks in my ear, and I'm like, ooh, I can't with this. I can't.
It's a voice. Like you have to have.
I'm not going to make fun of you by your name and call you out by the way you pronounce things, because that's bullying and cruel.
Yeah.
But to those of you out there hosting a podcast, you're right on the mic. You're an inch away from the mic.
Yeah, it's got to be effortless.
The same reason you wouldn't chew a sandwich on mic.
Right.
I've got.
And I don't like the people who are like, yeah, well, I don't know. It's like you got. I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
I just kind of want to listen to something that I can just
He
listen in the
started
background.
6 months after I started mine. If you were doing Mark Maron, I wasn't sure.
No,
that was an impression.
No, I wasn't actually doing Mark Maron.
But now you can.
Are you friends with Mark Maron?
Friendly.
Yeah.
I like him. When we see each other, we get along very well.
Hello.
I consider friendship a little deeper than that. So to answer your question honestly, I wouldn't necessarily call us friends, but we are certainly friendly with each other.
Now I know you can't talk about the project that you might be directing. There's a project that you might be acting in and all this stuff. But is there anything else going on?
There's a movie I did with Josh Gad and Alexandria Daddaria that something about a tree falling in the woods is in the title. Look for that.
All right.
Daveed Diggs is also in the film. Daveed Diggs for $300.
For $300. Would you ever do Celebrity Jeopardy?
No. I've been told to do it.
Me too, and I think I'd look like an idiot. I'm afraid.
Same here.
Like for some reason, I'd get there and I'd just freeze.
Well, here's what I would do, and I need to see this sketch on SNL if anyone's listening. You do get to a certain age where
things just...
You ask me anything, and I know the answer, but I have to struggle for it. And that doesn't work on Jeopardy.
I loved on SNL when...
Oh, sure.
Stand Up and Win. It was all stand-up comedians, and Seinfeld was hosting, and he was like, somebody goes, I'll take chicken McNuggets for $1,000.
Yeah.
And then he's like, if it McComes where I McThinks it does, I don't want to McEat it. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I love shit like that.
Yeah.
Who's your, I know this is going to be impossible. The last question is, who's your favorite? Would you say your top 3 comedians of all time are?
Oh, geez.
This could be one when you
Albert Brooks is my unicorn comedy hero, for sure.
Yeah.
In every regard. Stand-up, his variety show appearances doing stand-up.
Documentary was amazing.
All the films, I could quote every line.
Yeah.
And then, God, there's so many. Louis C.K., Bill Burr, Ricky Gervais. These are all probably more contemporary favorites.
Who makes you laugh the most when you watch something? Look at it this way: physical comedy.
Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle
is no, not the answer to your question. He's an answer
another
to
one. Brilliant.
In my list of favorites. It's again, these are wholly unique, original voices in an art form that it's beyond rare to have an original voice.
It's easy to be
really
redundant.
Is impossible. But I go back to Carlin and those guys. The first album of Cheech and Chong will change your religion. It was so funny and
Up in Smoke is
unique.
One of my favorite movies.
Yeah, they had comedy albums before the movies that you just listened to this voice from the stereo that was a 7-foot wide piece of furniture, and your mind was blown. You know what I mean?
Mind blown.
Yeah.
Up in Smoke.
Yeah.
How many times have you seen that?
Yeah, I mean, please.
When the cop comes over and says, "Sir, can I see your license? Isn't it back there on the bumper?"
Yeah. You can't.
I'm dead.
You're done.
That's it.
Yeah.
This has been an absolute gem. I mean, you've been in everything. You've worked with the greats. You are great. You are one of the greats. You're a legend. When I told these guys that you were coming on, my friends are like, no way. Everybody immediately, it wasn't like, who's that? Let me Google that. Everybody knows you.
But by the way, it's interesting. Thank you for all of that. That's unbelievable.
No, I really mean it. You know what? You're dependable.
Yes.
You're a good actor.
Yes.
A great actor who's dependable. People know that he's going to bring it.
And I maybe the most, thank you again. The most pride I take is coming from stand-up comedy to just being loose and natural and authentic in front of a camera without training to do that is it personally in my heart the greatest achievement. So to hear kudos from anyone is still a ridiculous notion, but there's a deep sense of pride in that being a possibility.
I love it. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin, for being on the show. I appreciate it. I thought you were awesome. I'd love to have you back sometime. If you want to come back, you're always welcome. And I hope you're still enjoying the podcast. I think people are still enjoying it, right?
Yeah.
Join Patreon and support the show, patreon.com/inside of you. And right now we're going to read the top tier patrons. These folks give back so much to the show and keep it alive. And in no particular order, all these names I'm saying right here, I've messaged all of you thanking you. So I really do appreciate it. And this last week when I was in Toronto, I saw a lot of people that support the show. Little Lisa was there and Kevin E. and just a lot of people. And it was so cool to see them. Mm-hmm. You know, they support so much, and to give them a hug and to just tell them how grateful I am was really cool. And people are liking last week's episode that I interviewed a patron, a regular person. And we started those interviews. I don't know if you're aware of that, but we were interviewing it every month or every 3 weeks. We have a patron on or, that supports the podcast.
Cool.
So we get to talk with them for 5 or 10 minutes about, what's going on with their lives.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty cool.
That's really nice.
All right, here they are. Nancy D, Little Lisa, Yukiko, Brian H, Niko P, Rob B, Jason W, Sophie M, Raj C, LibraryJen, Stacey L, Jamal F, Janelle B, Mike, Eldanzsupremo.
99 more. Santiago M, Leanne P, Kendrick F, Belinda N, Dave Ho, Brad D, Ray, Hadada,
yes.
Tabitha T, Tom N, Talia M, Betsy D, Rhiannon C, Michelle A, Jeremy C, Mr. M, Eugene R.
And Betsy, I'm thinking about you. You know what I'm talking about. Hang in there. You're a wonderful person. Monica T, Mel S, Eric H, Amanda R, Kevin E. Just saw Kevin E, Jarrell, Jammin J, Leanne J, Luna R, Jules M, Jessica B, Charlene A, Frank B, Jen T, Randy S, Claudia, Rachel D, Nick W, Stephanie and Evan,
Stephen,
Charlene A,
Don G, Jenny B76, NG Tracy, Keith B, Heather and Greg, Ellie K, Ben B, Pierre C, Sultan of SWAT, perhaps?
Sultan of Swing.
Or Swing.
Dave T.
Dave T.
Brian B.
Brian B.
What if we did that with every name?
Just everyone?
T. Paul, Gary F, Bradley F, H, Bradley H, Niall M, Jackie J, Maria R, Benjamin R, other brother Daryl. We love you all. I love you all. Thank you for all the support and love. And keep listening. Keep supporting, if you will. And that's up to you. From the Hollywood Hills in Hollywood, California, I'm Michael Rosenbaum.
I'm Ryan Tejas. I'm here as well.
He's here. He's here, folks. A little wave to the camera. Have a good week, man. Just do something fun. Go out for a walk. Just get out of the house. Get out of your head and be good to yourself. All right? I'll see you next week.